Let's go.
All right. So what's your name, sir?
Afro Samurai.
I know of your work.
I cut right to the point.
Gotcha. So, what made you choose Afro Samurai?
He's one of the few black Japanese animes that very few people actually cosplay.
True.
And I decided to do him because I wanted something that I'm interested in. I love martial arts, and so I wanted to represent martial arts, anime, and of course, our people.
I can respect that. I can definitely respect that, sir. So, what are your other? Do you have any other animes that you like because of their representation of African Americans?
Well, the one that I'm familiar with is Afro Samurai, and I'm really familiar with that. I'm not that familiar with any others. I yield to my son for his expertise because he knows every anime there is. He's been teaching me, but I'm a little thick, so you know. I'm 53 years old, and my memory and mind is not as sharp as his.
I mean, for you to get the characters down packed like this, I think it's pretty good.
Well, thank you.
What did he also push you to cosplay as him, or is this your own choice?
Actually, I noticed a cosplay while searching for a few subjects online, and I actually started cosplay last year, completed a costume last July, participated in Wizard World in Richmond, and have been doing cosplay ever since. I keep drawing people into my cosplay world. I've done several cosplay outfits for myself. The red and gold original armor for Iron Man. I did the Mark 41, which is a black and gold Iron Man armor for myself. I've done Iron Batman, or the Iron Bat armor. A steampunk version of Blade, and this will be the only one I know of. I've never seen one cosplay on the internet for steampunk Blade.
Yeah, that's unique.
Working on the Black Panther, which I'm 98% complete. I'll have it complete and probably have it here tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, that'll be awesome to see.
I've done V for my son. I've made him the Red Hood. And what's the other character I did for him? Star Wars. The bad guys.
Kylo Ren?
Not Kylo Ren, a Sith. It's just a generic Sith that I did for him. I've done Storm for this young lady here. I've done a Greek goddess for my daughter.
Nice.
And I've also turned her into Emma Frost.
Nice.
Just a few.
Just a few. That's a long list. Really long list. But that's good.
Oh, yeah. Blackfire from the DC Comics. She'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Can't wait to see that.
And I also turned a gentleman into Men in Black. He's going to have one of the big guns with him. It just made him so happy.
Oh, that's nice. So, with your experience and, as you said, you've been around this community for a while, right?
Almost a year.
Almost a year? Oh, okay. So, I guess growing up, do you think that there's a lot more representation now with, people coming out, like people of color coming out, becoming, going with cosplays and everything like that?
Yes, there has been a big coming out for people of color and doing cosplays. I've been asked to join a group that has a lot of people of color displaying their cosplay on Facebook.
The POC group, I believe?
Pop Culture Uncovered.
I know of one people of color. It's actually called POC Facebook group.
Okay, I haven't heard of that group, but now that I have, I'll seek them out.
Yeah.
But the Pop Culture Uncovered was started by a gentleman that I met November of last year at a cosplay. He was impressed with what I call my amateur work. He thought of it as one of the most professional pieces he's seen, and immediately invited me to join his group.
Well, I mean, you seem like you put a lot of time and work into it, so I can respect anybody that does that.
Once I started getting into it, I love it. I've absolutely loved it. Now, I have to be mindful of my time because I still have to take care of the house.
Yeah.
But I use it as my wind down, my relaxation time. Although some people look at it and say, okay, this is extremely tedious. That attention to detail, that concentration actually allows me to relax.
I can understand that. And it does. It's a little therapeutic going from making props or making costumes. It's therapeutic, especially when you're making of a character that you love.
Yeah, and sometimes a challenge. The Iron Bat was a challenge from my daughter since we were going to a cosplay or a Comic-Con on her birthday.
Oh.
The challenge was she'll do Batgirl, and if I will do Batman. And my thought was, why just do Batman? I'm going to be the Iron Bat.
I got you. I got you on that. So, I guess one of my last questions is, how do you feel about the Black Panther coming out with Civil War and everything like that? He's probably one of the... Well, he's not the first African-American superhero to be on big film, but he was the first African-American in comics, so...
Right. I am absolutely excited about that.
Right.
And there have been a lot of people in the comic book world or with high interest in the comic book world that have said it's about time.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he, in his representation in the comic book world, he was a fantastic superhero, leader, protector of his people, and he represented very well the honor that heroes are supposed to display.
Yep. That's true. He did. He does. Well, he does. Still does. And I'm hoping that he can show younger generations that, hey, you can be a black superhero, and it doesn't mean like, you have to change a character to be black to be a superhero.
Right. I mean, because like when I look at myself doing the cosplays of, Tony Stark or Iron Man or Batman, all you're doing is you're acting and you're portraying a character.
Right.
And in doing so, you get in character to become that character, to represent those ideals that that character stands for. You're taking up for someone who can't take up for themselves.
That's true.
And in real heroic efforts, you should take up for someone who can't take up for themselves. And this is not a boast, but on yesterday, I met a young man on the streets in Richmond. He complimented me. He didn't have to. And the next thing I knew, I was asking him, when was the last time you ate? I don't know why I asked that question. But the good thing was I asked that question. So I took him inside and I bought him a meal. And his response was, I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I don't consider myself as a hero. It's just reaching out to help someone that's down.
Great thing to do.
And just being there at the right time.
I can honor that. I can appreciate that so much, sir. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right.
This has been an interview with Afro Samurai.